Peace, family. Today's conversation is all about the moments in between our lives. This is more to do with your behavior as well as your relationships. So, I have a quick little note and I'm just going to expound off that. But essentially, family, let's address the elephant in the room. We have a very skewed moral lens. We have a very skewed moral lens. And what do I mean by that exactly, right? I mean that we are judging much more than we are observing. We are judging, we are placing a definition off of things that we have no idea what's going on behind the surface. And we have this idea that we can say what's good and what's bad. And it's wrong. It's false. You're false. You're wrong. We have to stop labeling things so much and just observe. And I mean that in terms of, man, you got to let things go. We have to let things live and we have to stop being so judgmental. Look, if it's not harming somebody, I mean like directly harming somebody, in my view, let things slide. Good or bad is based on moments. Good or bad is based on moments, family. And what do I mean by that? I mean, oftentimes we decide if something is good or bad based on something that happened to us in the past. And that tells us if it was good or bad because it may have caused us discomfort. I won't even say harm all the time because some of the times we say things are bad because they cause us discomfort. They didn't actually harm us. They just caused us discomfort. And I say that because we are so quick to label good, bad, good, bad, good, bad, right, wrong, and all these things, but you don't know the motive or the intention behind certain actions. And I'm not one to just blanket statement certain things. You know, certain things I think are heinous, but those are very, very few in number, to be honest with you. Maybe like 2 to 3 things that I'm thinking off the top of my head that I would just overtly label heinous. And that's, abusing children, abusing the elderly, or yeah, those are really about it. I mean, abusing people in general. And I mean abuse like direct abuse, right? Sexual, physical, mental. Those are probably one of the few things that I say are heinous. I don't even say bad. They're just heinous. They're ugly things. But outside of those items, most things they're situational. Morality is situational. Your morals are situational, family. Because most people would say that stealing is bad. And I know this to be true. Most people say, well, stealing is bad. And then, I put these scenarios in a place where, we live in a society that kind of doesn't teach you the basics of budgeting, managing your resources, managing your finances. And so oftentimes we end up in these situations where we're struggling to make ends meet. And if stealing is bad and I have children, I steal to make sure they have some food in their mouths. Is that a bad thing? And that's a rhetorical question. And you can give me whatever explanation you want about why you think it's bad or why you think it's not bad. At the end of the day, it's situational. It's situational. We have to understand all the moving pieces behind the part before we say that part is good or bad. And most of the times we won't ever get all those pieces. So we have to stop this judging all the time, right? And look, there's 2 types of judging, right? There is creating a opinion, and that's a judgment, but it's something you keep in your mind. And to me, it's something, if you're gonna do that, and it's something that's hard to get rid of, you don't make that the absolute. You don't make that the truth. You make that your opinion of what you see or what you observe. And the other part of judging is like this absolutism where you slap people with a sticker or a label, and that's what they are indefinitely. And that to me it limits your ability to experience life. It limits your ability to experience other people, and it directly influences your relationships when it comes to success. You have to know the full background behind people. You have to get to know people before you start labeling people and judging people or saying they're good or they're bad. But again, man, we are all healing. We are all in this together. We were not given a manual and taught how to actually, one, use the manual, and two, what the manual was for, right? We weren't taught a lot of these things, and I'm not blaming on anybody, but it's our responsibility. It's our responsibility now to learn these manuals, to learn these laws, to learn these principles, to learn what we need to do so that we can get to what we really want, so we can get the things that we really want out of life, so that we can begin co-creating a more harmonious, beautiful world out here, family. And the only way we're going to do that is, one, we all own up to our mistakes. Number two, we stop labeling people good or bad based on the number of mistakes that they have. Because I know a lot of people that do quote unquote good deeds, but I've asked them and they've told me their intentions behind these good deeds. It's manipulative. So are they really good or bad? It's neither. They're just doing what's in their best interest, family. And I want to let y'all know this. Everybody does things for their best interests. Law number one of nature is survival. So everybody's doing what they need to do to survive. And the moment we recognize that, the moment we see that, that is a gate. That's a game changer that we can all walk through. Look, they're just doing things for their survival. Now, there's a few people that stand on principles. And it takes a while to get there, family. This is my honest opinion. If you weren't grown up on that, if you weren't taught those type of things, it's a lot easier to state, well, that's them. It's something that you got to work towards being put on principles. But in the meantime, you at least have to recognize that we're all doing our actions out of survival. And that is a very big thing. That's a key component of life, survival. So the message today really is just good or bad is based on moments, and morality is situational. We have to stop judging, and we have to instead observe more. Ask questions, get to know things. Don't accuse with your questions, family. Ask the question. Why is it that you do that? You know, do you see how simple that is? Not, why do you do that? Tone, pitch, speed, articulation, eye contact, directness, compassion. All these things are felt when we communicate, family. If you watch my podcast habitually, and I appreciate you viewers that do, I really and truly do, you can hear it in my voice how much I care. You can hear it you can see in the type of topics that I talk about that I care. All these things that we're fighting in our minds, they are there, and everybody experiences them from us. So the key is to be more intentional with your delivery, to be more compassionate when interacting with people, and then be in alignment with your highest self or your goals and your ideals, so that you can only begin to entertain and keep things in your sphere or your world or your reality that are in alignment with what those things are that you really wish to bring into your life. If you want to eat healthier and be healthier and clean up your diet and clean up your gut, it will behoove you, it will benefit you if you don't go to McDonald's, if you don't go to fast food restaurants, if you go to places that have more salads, maybe, if you go to places that have more, chickpea-like, quinoa-like, avocados, fresh fruits. If you visit places or frequent places that go that route, you will see that now your behavior is moving in alignment with what your ideal outcome is. You see? When you do that, you start seeing how often or how difficult it can be to think one thing and then do another. And when you go through your own transition, it allows you to start seeing the fight and the plight that a lot of people are in right now, and allows you to give them more compassion. And it also allows you to speak from a place of knowing and speak from a place of love, because you understand, you're not judging them anymore, because you too fall short. And I'm not telling you that everybody is imperfect, because to a degree, in my view, everybody is perfect. To me, perfect is the pursuit of progression. Because what's perfect today, you might have a perfect day today, but it was only perfect because you did everything on your pursuit to progression. And tomorrow you might not get everything done, but you can be perfect whenever you get into alignment with yourself. And perfection is not this this specific state of beingness, but it's more to me, well, it is a state of beingness. It's not a state of absolutism, right? Now I'm gonna put it like this: if somebody comes into your house and they break into your house, you know, is perfection not doing anything to this burglar, not protecting your family, or is perfection doing everything that you need to do to protect your family? And I ask those questions because a lot of people will be like, well, you're perfect when you don't cause any harm to anybody else. I don't think that's actually perfection. Everything dies, and everything has a built-in safety mechanism. Everything has a built-in defense mechanism. Beings, animals, plants, everything has a defense mechanism. Everything will defend itself. And so to me, perfection is being in alignment with your highest self and your highest principles, and learning how to administer these responses or these reactions. I won't say reaction, I don't like that word, responses. When you deliver these responses in a very conscious manner, that is perfection to me. And you hone in on the best and most efficient ways to send out these mechanisms. So family, that's the message for today. You know, good or bad is based on moments. Morality is situational. We have to stop judging as much. We have to instead observe more and show more compassion to our fellow human beings. Show compassion to the people that we're around. I'm not saying be a dummy, but I am saying be compassionate. Be aware that everybody is fighting a battle that we can't see sometimes. Sometimes we can, depending on your gift. But it's their battle. It's their battle. We can only offer assistance. Let's not offer all of our judgments all the time. It's not always good for them. That being said, thanks for tuning in. This is Brother 𝐁𝐫𝐶 signing out. By the way, if you'd like to join our Alchemy Village, the 𝐈𝐧𝐯 community, please visit IALLG.com. Check us out, be a part of the conversation, and get some bonuses, get some goodies along the way. Thanks for tuning in. This is Brother 𝐁𝐫𝐶 signing out. Peace.